What's up? Thanks for coming back through. This is a special one today because not only is it a grail I've been chasing for maybe the last 3 years, the original of this shoe came out in 2020, but this is the first community interaction where someone on the channel and in the comments decided to help brother out and to help me find this shoe globally somewhere in the world. So a big shout out to Kristian over in Norway. I appreciate you. All the communication and camaraderie has been very much appreciated. Thank you for rocking with me, Kristian. Much appreciated. It's been fun. We're going to make sure that we search out some more sizes because this special edition only ran to a certain size, but we'll get into that story. So today, I am super happy to be talking about the Soulland Li-Ning Shadow. Now, this is the second version of the Shadow. The first version, actually, I'll say this is the second version of the collaboration. The first version, if you'll remember, were those sort of orange, taupe, and white ones. I am still on the hunt for the Shadow that has this coloring because I wanted to complete this set. And these came out in 2020. During the that thing that we're not supposed to mention. These quietly released from Soulland, which is a Danish boutique and fashion company. And Li-Ning connected with them over what's called their pre-enter post. Theme of this shoe, of this line, was before workout, during workout, after workout, all the same shoe. And I can attest that the technology, the comfort, and the style of these shoes definitely fits that pre-enter post mantra. Well, this one is the one that kind of fell into my lap. This is the second version, and it is so dope, and the tech is so sick. And it's actually built off of something that Li-Ning had already had going. Many of you might remember, and this is actually where Kristian and I connected. I had done a review of why China's design is killing the world. This model of the Shadow, it has a carbon fiber leaf underneath in the opposite shape. So where this has sort of an arch shape, and you can see that beautiful carbon fiber in there, this opposes that one, and so you get this sort of compressed spring, and it really does spring you. Many carbon fiber shoes are all about the S curve or the roll to the ball of the foot, the stiffness of the shoe. Well, this shoe isn't particularly stiff. This carbon fiber plate is meant to be loaded and released more as a true traditional spring. A lot of times they'll tell you the carbon fiber plate is loaded when you're rolling forward and it gives you toe off spring. Yeah, maybe. But a lot of the carbon fiber shoes that I've tried actually just interrupt the function of my toes. And I've actually had some problems lately with too much of an elf toe, too much of a kick on some of the carbon fibers and even on the Adidas energy rods, where it interrupts the function of my toes and it gives me a little bit of problems. These do not have that because the carbon fiber plate is less in the ball of the foot and it's more under the arch. So when it loads and compresses that spring on toe off, it's pushing you through your arch and heel. It's not necessarily pushing you in the toe. That's, from a functional standpoint, is amazing. So we're going to do like we do, upper, midsole, outsole. And then we're going to talk some function and style. This has another component that we're going to talk about. And as a matter of fact, let's just go ahead and get into that because it's part of the upper. So the upper is made of a woven plastic. It's literally just a mesh plastic. And here, let me take this out because the shoe is not really white. The shoe is clear. The shoe is absolutely see-through. This was actually maybe a half to a full-size short for me. They did not make this special collab in an EU 46 or a US 12. Luckily, Li-Nings typically run about a half size big, and then I was able to do a few things to fit into the shoe. It's not what I would advise, but this is a grail. I've been waiting for this. I've been searching for this. And so we're going to make it work. I found a few ways. But back to the shoe. The upper is completely fused. You've got a slightly heavier netting. Looks like a little bit of a fused overlay on top of the mesh net. Fused eyelets, and there are only 6, 3 on each side. And that is because this operates off of the BOA system. So let's get the BOA heads up. The BOA lacing system, so these are in effect laceless. There's just a very thin cord that runs through the upper to then cinch the shoe tight around your foot. And the BOA system works beautifully. It has been licensed for a lot of different brands. Most notably, New Balance spikes use the BOA system. Their Sprint spikes use the BOA system to lace up, if you will, for their track spikes. Well, Li-Ning and Soulland have put the BOA system now on the Shadow. And it works beautifully. You pop it up to then release the tension in the coil and loosen up the shoe. Beautiful. You've got some really cool stylistic overlays on this upper that hint at the collaboration between Soulland and Li-Ning. Got that BOA system. Everything is kind of no-so. It's very thin, very fused upper. There are no sewing marks, no threads, no stitches or anything like that. And so makes for a really good fit, makes for a very kind of clean entry. Got a floating heel counter there, only attached to the shoe itself, not attached to the heel or anything like that. So, you know, it's got a little bit of reinforcement in there, but most of it is right there at that heel counter. I don't know the stack height or the drop, but you're sitting on a massive chunk of PEBA-based foam. Right there in the heel, you can see it's 3 parts. You've got the upper part above the carbon fiber plate, and you've got the lower part that is encompassing the other carbon fiber plate. Let's give you a view of the medial side there. You can see how the carbon fiber plate is sandwiched between the two. Now, you do get a little bit of squeaking, a little bit when you've got that many moving parts. It's not a big deal, especially if you love this shoe like I do. I love it so much. Styling-wise, you know, I don't think any of that is functional. I think the pink and green are mostly for the look. But I know the dot is 3M for reflectiveness when you're running. That PEBA-based foam is hugely comfortable. However, when you do have that compression going on with that spring in the middle, and then on top of that a very soft foam, it can feel a little unstable because these shoes are narrow. You've got that big chunk of foam, you've got the carbon fiber plate, you're sitting up on like a leaf spring. It can feel a little unstable if you are not ready for it. When you've got other shoes that are super wide, especially a lot of your super shoes, a lot of your PEBA-based shoes, even your Ultra Boost, which are TPU, they're wider, so you've got that base to sink into. Your sinking on this one has got some plushness to it, but you're dropping in on a narrow base. So I can see how people would feel a little bit unstable on it, but damn if the comfort isn't out of this world. Standard insole, and again with the pre enter, and post. That message stays prevalent with these, which I think is really cool. They picked a theme, they stuck with it, they're driving it home. That's part of good branding, is just standing behind the theme of what you make, and they've done that with these. With the branding on the upper, you've got this beautiful, beautiful outsole, which, again, icy outsole showing the Soulland and Li-Ning branding together, and all of the tread is actually their symbol, the Chinese kanji for boom. I'll give you some close-ups on it. It's just a tremendous shoe. And I'd say it's easily one of my favorite silhouettes now of all shoes. You know, the Ultra Boost 22 is one of my favorite profiles. Saying nothing about performance, it's one of my favorite profiles. Same with this one. I love this one so much that before I could get my hands on this one, I bought this one just to get close to it. And it's nowhere near it once you actually get them together, other than the spring in the middle. The styling of this one, the cut of this one, the shape of the actual shadow, not the shadow essential. The cut of this one is tremendous. It's just beautiful. Chef kiss. As is the case with their other high-end offerings, you get this beautiful drawstring bag, really heavy-duty quality. It can double as a tote or a drawstring backpack. And of course, there's the pre, enter, and post. Styling, comfort, performance, it's all there. I don't know why more people don't know about it or don't want to get their hands on it. For right now, I'm kind of glad about that, because I want to get my hands on it. I want to see more of it. So, the Soulland Li-Ning Shadow. Stay in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have a pair, if you've tried a pair, if you found yourself a pair. Let me know. Also, let me know if you're out there and you see any EU 46 US 12s. I really like those. Appreciate you rocking with me. We'll be back for more, as you know. Thank you very much for all the support and communication. Let's keep it going. Peace.